everybody. Today is Wednesday, and I just wanted to show you the new roof in the sunlight, and hope you guys are having a great day or a great night whenever you're watching this. And so yeah, it's an estate. It's called Estate Slate Gray or Slate Gray or something like that. But it really complements my light blue, vinyl siding on the house. So I'm glad that I, went with this color. And I wanted something different. I didn't want the reddish orange brown roofing tiles anymore. The previous roofing guy said, oh, it'll complement the brick that's in the front of the house. It's like, well, so I went with that then, but it's like, I like this much better, and it looks really, really good. Looks really nice. And we got the new gutters yesterday, so there's all new gutters and downspouts. And so the last piece of the puzzle is the fascia on both sides of the house, and the window wraps. But the project manager guy, I think he's the main one. He came out yesterday and chit-chatted with the gutter guy, and he also, answered some questions that Nathan had, and answered some of my questions. But the fascia and window wrap guy is booked out until mid-July. Apparently they had some scheduling confusion, and so that won't get done until mid-July. But at least the roof part is done, and the gutters and downspouts are done, and the solar panel company guy, I texted him, and so I asked him, when will they put the panels up, and what time, so we can move our cars and everything so they're out of the way for the crew. And he hasn't gotten back to me on that yet. He was glad. He did respond and say, oh good, the new roof is in place. So it's like, but he's got to let me know what day and time the solar panel crew is going to be here. So anyway, so it looks really good, and it's going to be another heat advisory day today in my southwest suburb of Chicago. It's like, it's very oppressive, and right now the temp is about 78 degrees Fahrenheit, and that humidity is 92%. And it's that high humidity that makes it oppressive. But it could be worse. It could be worse. Right, Shayla? But, yeah, so it looks like my Asiatic lily is bouncing back, so I'm glad about that. The hosta still is, bent over, so I don't know, I gotta water my plants, now when it's not the scorching hot part of the day and they're not in direct sunshine yet. But there's some blooms on this perennial, so I was like, oh cool. The other one doesn't have any. But also the project manager guy, we pointed this out to him because it's when they had the bundles of roofing shingles and the machine that they used to hoist them up to the lift, to the roof, they had that right here. So the machine, and then they had the tarp, and I think this happened when they pulled the tarp, and it kind of snagged, and it just destroyed this part of the wood edging. So he took a picture of this and measured, And I'm not sure if they're replacing the whole edging or just maybe two sidewalk lengths worth. I don't know. We'll see what they give us. But if they only replace the one part that's, demolished here, then Nathan said he was already looking on the Menards website to see how much it is now for this, and we'll replace the whole thing, so that it looks nice. You can't have one new section and then the other is old. It would not look right. And in my town, the code enforcement, they're very particular, very, very, very particular. In some suburbs, that are next door to mine, they're not as particular. It's like you can park on the street 24/7. They don't measure how high your grass is and write you up for it. And stuff like that. So, but I noticed last night when I was watering at dusk, you can still see some of the water droplets, but there's like these spider webs that have made homes. They like this perennial, and I'm not sure. I didn't see any on this one, but they like that other one. But yeah, so, and I put my wind spinner here because this is where that hyacinth, the 3 bulbs that I got from the clearance rack at Aldi. So I want to make sure. I also put the tag for it right there, but just in case something happens to that tag, I've got this wind spinner here marking where it's at. So, but yeah, it looks pretty nice. And the gutter guy, downspout guy, made this come out a little bit further, onto the brick edging here. And Nathan's like, "Are you sure you want it out that far?" And so I said, "Well, yeah." I said, "It doesn't matter if it comes out to the grass part." He's like, "Well, don't you want to, have the rainwater water your plants?" I'm like, "Oh, they'll get plenty of rain, and if it, if it isn't enough, then, Nathan said he would, cut that back, that piece of it." And it's like, I don't know. Nathan grew up in the city, so he's not used to, yard work and stuff like that until he, met me. And it's like sometimes it's hard, to get him to cut the grass, So, I don't know. He wasn't brought up to like, be very handy and stuff like that, so. But, yeah, and he's crabby this morning. He's got to go to his condo because the fire marshal is doing inspections of all the units on the new fireplaces, and they said, the fire marshal will be going to each unit starting, 9 a.m. until 11 a.m. So now he's cranky that he's got to get up early again, and he was just, whining, and he says, "I'm not able to sleep more than 5 hours. Oh." It's like, dude, that's been my sleep schedule for like 30, 35 years, maybe even longer, and I was taking care of both my parents, as they got older and they developed chronic medical conditions and stuff, and I had to work, so it's like, dude, that's life, I don't know, but, yeah, he's cranky. He's never been a morning person, so, and he's been pretty good, There's been a couple days where it's like, okay, walking on eggshells, but, I just gotta, not not say anything that upsets him even more. But these tiger lilies or day lilies, not sure what the official name of them is. They're by my mailbox too, but they're ready to bloom soon. And it used to be just a little sprig. Last year it was like a little sprig. Now look at it. It's huge. Huge. And then here's the hostas. I don't know if this solar light works anymore. I have like 2 small boxes of solar lights that I gotta put together. I'm not gonna ask Nathan to do it because, he's got enough on his plate. So I'm gonna try to figure it out today while he's gone. And I'm gonna work on my art. And, drawing helps me kind of relax and decompress. And plus I have to get the pictures off of my phone. I'm such a weirdo. And here's a downspout here. And so it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. And this fascia and the fascia on the garage side will be replaced. The one on the garage is the one where the piece came off and was hanging by a nail after, the major storms that we had in March. And we had another one in April. So on this one, the nails are like popped out, so they're ready. It's the homeowner's insurance, approved to have both of them replaced, so that's good. But yeah, the gutter looks really good. Yep. So yeah, my dad used to say, oh, well, if you file a claim, after a storm and stuff like that, if there's damage, if you file a claim, it'll make your homeowner's insurance, premium go up. Well, you know what? When you have a major storm in your area and stuff, guess what? Everybody's insurance premiums are gonna go up. That's just the nature of the beast. So you might as well get the work done, as long as you can pay for the deductible. It's like you gotta maintain your house. You can't just let it just rot and go to nothing. So anyway, Shayla sees a bunny across the street in the neighbor's front yard. She sees a bunny. Nathan's like, oh, the other night I was walking her and there were 2 bunnies 10 feet away from us, and she didn't even seem to notice them. No, she notices them. She sees them and she smells them, but, maybe she just didn't want to, deal with it. It's like she just was like, I'm out here to do my business and walk a little bit, and that's it, because we are, across the street, and she can see the bunny rabbit. Oh, and that bunny rabbit is going to town, eating all the weeds and stuff in my neighbor's front yard. It's like, I got some weeds over here for you to chomp on, bunny. But yeah, so I'm going to walk around, if Shayla will cooperate, and show you the downspout on the garage side. Come here, baby. And I found out yesterday that it was the main project manager dude that came out and tacked up the fascia on the garage side here. Because we needed to have the insurance adjuster see, that it was ripped off, and then he came and tacked it up so that, we didn't get any further water damage, because we did have storms after the adjuster came out. But so he was the one that tacked it up, but it needs to be replaced because it's not flush, it's bent, And so here's the downspout here. And he did it the same way that we had it before, because, he asked us if we wanted to change how we have the downspouts positioned, and it's like, no, we didn't have any problems with having it this way, so we'll just keep it the same. And so yeah, he did a really good job. And the downspout over there, and the other one in the corner in the back by my white rose bushes. So yeah, I did a good job. Good job. Yeah. Sheila, why are you pulling me? You're not going in my neighbor's stuff over there. Yeah, the next rain, Nathan said he would pull these weeds. We'll see. I'll probably end up pulling them. Most of them anyway, because, he's overstressed. I don't know. His mom is not the easiest person to deal with, so I gotta cut Nathan some slack. But the white perennial here is still okay. But the one that had burgundy flowers on it is all dried out. There's 1, 2 over here. I hope if I water them really well, then maybe they'll come back. I don't know. I just hope they're not ruined. And there's a smaller hydrangea somewhere in there. And there's a tiger lily or daylily there. And so yeah. And then of course the salvia. The bees love the salvia. And the rose bush is getting choked out by these dang weeds. Look at this is gonna flower. It's almost as tall as me. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But, I think the bees like the blooms on these weeds too, so maybe they'll get something out of it, But they gotta be pulled. And then eventually I would like to have a concrete side driveway here. So, yeah, it'd be nice. We should have had it years ago, decades ago. And we, the roofing company said, because Nathan asked, are they going to recycle those pieces? Because they were putting them in their debris dumpster thing. And they're like, no, we don't recycle, it all goes in the landfill. And Nathan was like, really? Oh, wow. And so, he had them put them and stack them up over here because we do have, garbage scavengers that go around. And so, they can get something out of them because I'm sure they'll take them. So, anyway, come here, baby doll. Alright, so let's go. And I gotta start getting something ready for Nathan to eat before he has to go to his condo. That's my job. And, I used to get his lunch ready and, something to eat before he would go to his job. And now it's been, get something together before he has to go over to the condo. Because, his mom complains when he has any of her food, even if it's starting, like her produce is starting to rot, and stuff. He buys her the stuff that she wants, but then she doesn't eat a lot of it. She likes to eat those sausage links that are pre-cooked. They come like 10 in a package at Aldi. She likes those. And she likes sourdough bread. And so yeah, that's what's going on. Oh yeah. So yeah. But I'm going to try to water a little bit here before the sun is beaming down on this part. And yep. It's good. And then they said that they would replace, the damaged edging. So, but yeah, I don't know if anybody has any advice on how to help this hosta, stand back up, or just leave it be. Oh, and then I noticed that there's some slugs that are starting to chew on the leaves. And, I see a sawfly. So, I don't know if I need to spray that neem oil on the hostas. And then I saw online that someone said get one of those aluminum pie pans. They're real cheap. You can get them at the dollar, well, it's $1.25 now, the $1.25 store. And you pour some, cheap beer in the pan, and then they go to the pan and they drown. So it's like, I gotta do that so that the hostas don't get chomped on. I noticed more so on the side of the house but I just noticed this just now. And it's like, no, don't destroy my hosta. And then there's something chewing there and there, and on the edges there. So it's like, don't destroy my hosta. Oh, look at this hosta's got a sprout that's coming up, a bloom. A bud, whatever. The flower part. Alright, my brain is starting to fade. I'm not fully awake yet. And I can feel the humidity and stuff, and I guess the air pollutant indicator on my weather app, it's in like the orangish red part, and it says something particulates, whatever. Oh, there's a wasp. We gotta go in, Shayla, before that wasp comes. Alright, hope everyone has a great day or a great night, and thank you for watching. If you can please like my videos and subscribe to my channel, that would be great. It's all free. So, hope you have a great day and a great night. Oh, I said that already. See, my brain is not awake yet. Alright, take care, everyone. Bye.